she was able to.
How did the family get through the past 30-plus years? How does a family, get through such a trying time?
With a lot of fear and anger. I know I raised my own children and didn't let them out of my sight. They were quite sheltered because I couldn't imagine going through that with my own children. When you're a child and this happens, I know I myself had years of therapy because you find yourself laughing, and then all of a sudden you would think about Laurie, and I would think, it's not fair for me to be happy and laugh when she's, been hurt so badly. And the pain just of wondering, we need to know. And I know that somebody, whether it's the person who took her, it may be still alive, or somebody they told and is afraid to come forward, it's time to come forward and let this family have some peace in our last years on this earth. My mother passed away in 2004, not knowing what happened to her daughter, and myself, and especially my youngest sister, Taryn, are both adamantly searching for an answer to what happened to our sister. And she deserves an answer. We deserve to put her, to bury her.
When you speak to law enforcement now, what do they tell you? How frequently are you able to check in with them?
I talk to them on a regular basis. It's been passed to many different detectives over the years, and it's a cold case, so it isn't actively worked unless a lead comes in that is probable. And so many people come missing all the time that they have to work on fresh cases. But I and my daughter and my youngest sister, Taryn, all work to come up with an answer. So we do contact the investigator with possible leads and try to get him to work the leads as best we can. There's only so much we can do from California, and this happened in Spokane, Washington. So it's quite frustrating at this point.
What can the public do at this point? I know you have a Facebook page for Laurie. I know that there are some age-enhanced photos, although I don't think that those are going to help at all, because I believe, as I think you all do, that that she's not alive. But what can the public do at this point?
Well, they can go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Laurie Partridge Missing, and look at the photos on there. If they recognize her, if they remember the story, if somebody who's listening knows something, has any clue, even if it's the slightest, from back in December 4th, 1974, they can call anonymously to the Spokane Crime Check number, which is 509-456-2233, and leave an anonymous tip there. There is a reward for any information that leads to an answer for us as well.
What I'm hoping that after all of these years, somebody finally has a conscience, either the person responsible who would hopefully now be well into their, older age, or somebody, and this is probably more likely, that somebody overheard somebody saying something in Spokane around that time, or somebody knows something about what happened to this 17-year-old, back in December of 74. I mean, they have to. People don't just vanish. Somebody has to have the answer to give your family.
I believe that as well, and that's what we're hoping by getting on high-profile shows such as yours to get her story out there and keep it alive so that somebody will come forward with an answer for us. It's not right, and I'm sure whoever knows that it's not right to not get involved and give us some peace after all these years. She was a beautiful young girl with her whole life ahead of her, and that's the memories. Those are the memories that I keep, not whatever bad happened to her. And I'm assuming it was bad. Unless I get an answer, unless somebody comes forward to tell us, we just have to keep living the nightmare.
Kimberly, what do you think? What do you suppose? And maybe there's a side of your brain that doesn't even, like to go here because it might be scary to maintain that kind of hope. But what do you think a phone call that says, that has some facts about what happened and maybe says somebody's been arrested for a crime in connection with it? What do you think that moment would be like for you and your family after all of these years?
I really feel that it would give us some peace. Nothing's ever going to change the fact that she was taken from us and changed the course of our whole lives. As a 10-year-old girl, she was going to marry into a family that had a farm, and we would go there and ice skate on her fiance's pond and play with the cows and the horses there. And I was really looking forward to going and visiting there regularly. They changed the whole course of our family. She would have had children, and my mother missed out on the grandchildren. I missed out on nieces and nephews and a wonderful life. I just know that it would bring some peace, at least, to our family, and to be able to bury Laurie like she should be, instead of just not knowing. It's just pure torture.
Kimberly, whatever became of her fiance, do we know?
He was very sad for many years. He did end up marrying. Still lives in the same area that he did, as he would have if Laurie would have married him.
Well, I have to tell you, Kimberly, our thoughts and prayers are with you. I can't imagine, what it would be like to have to live with this for more than 3 decades. Right now, your sister would be, how old? She would be
53 years old.
53 years old. She would be in the prime of her life. So our thoughts and prayers go out to you. We urge our audience, all it takes is that one piece of information, to help really heal an entire family. It's, as you mentioned, it's never going to bring Laurie back, but you need to know before you leave this earth, what happened to this sweet, 17-year-old girl. And so we will continue to follow this, and we will tell the audience, go to our website. We'll have the photos. We'll have where you can call police, cyberstationlive.com/Jon Leiberman. and somebody out there has to do the right thing. So, Kimberly Partridge, Carol, it's amazing that you all have kept up the fight for so long, and our thoughts and prayers are with you.
Thank you very much, John. I appreciate you having us on True Facts today, and on behalf of the entire Partridge family, we certainly appreciate our time with you and helping us get Laurie's story out there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kimberly. Take care.
You too, John.
This is True Facts with Jon Leiberman, CyberstationUSA.com.